Alright, hello, welcome back to new patch note from myself, Lucio Soulstrikes Park. Today it's going to be 8.8. I believe it's going to be MSI patch, so it'll be quite significant for pro play such as Team Direwolves. Okay, so let's go through and see. So LeBlanc got reverted. So usually rework champions are available straight up into pro play, whereas new champs aren't. So LeBlanc revert, like Cogmore revert, all of those will be available at MSI, I'm presuming, unless there's a significant bug changes. Okay, I think the revert LeBlanc was really strong. So the difference between her and right now is like when she Qs with her old LeBlanc, she zones the enemy champion and forces the enemy mid laner to play passively until her Q mark goes away. So that was really good. And the main difference between old LeBlanc and the revert LeBlanc and the new LeBlanc is you max W on old LeBlanc, revert LeBlanc, because you need to have good wave clear and the cooldown went down, and yeah, and she was really strong in competitive play as well, so it'll be quite interesting how she goes. So yeah, just a bunch of changes. So we need to look at the number change before she got reworked. So we need to go to history, and I think it was like 2016, so that'll be a very long time. Yeah, so like this is the change. Anyways, can't really look at yeah, I think Freak's video has it, but I believe he's kind of said like it's overall like a small change, like the ratio's been changed, but her gameplay still should be the same. So her kit, she was very strong, and she's gonna max W, I'm presuming, but even her cooldown went down, so maybe she won't, but she needs that wave clear. She really needs that wave clear, and yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see her. So will she fit into the current meta? She won't do well against like Rise. She probably won't do well against Swain, the new Swain. So it'll be quite tricky to play her into the current meta. I think she'll do well. I think it's a skill matchup against Azir, but there's been a lot of item changes, like Abyssal Mask and Mectreads really pushes like mid lane mage and maybe assassin to go back down, because it just gives you Ryze and Swain, who can build Abyssal Mask, despise that item, and they really take no damage, and they can get lane priority, and they have good wave clear, so it'll be kind of tricky for LeBlanc to get lane priority and do LeBlanc fancy stuff. So it'll be quite interesting. Also, LeBlanc tends to take teleport or ignite. Ignite got buffed in the previous patch, so mid lane who takes ignite will be rewarded, and she'll have the extra kill pressure into mid lane. So yeah, the teams needs to like find out if she's good or not. I'm assuming Direwolves are going to try it, because Triple's a really good LeBlanc player. So yeah, she about the item build, she'll probably go, she probably wants Luden, or she wants Protobelt. Protobelt kind of makes sense because it gives her extra wave clear and it's quite cheap. But yeah, Ari changes, so her passive and her Q passive got changed. So when she throws Q before she gets movement speed. Now she has to hit the champion. Hit enemy champion within 1.5 seconds. So this is essentially a nerf. It was a huge burst of movement speed. Now it's like stable, 20% increased movement speed for 3 seconds. I don't really like this change. Sure, there's some like outplay potential with a increased movement speed, but it just doesn't feel like what kind of Ari's character does. Like, why is she getting movement speed? Like, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I liked her old passive where every spell you you spell steal soul from enemy champion and enemy minion. Like, it kind of fits Ari's like lore. Okay, like I'm going into lore detail, but it just kind of fits her. Like, this movement speed thing, it kind of doesn't. Okay, but yeah, her Q, now it restores health. This is the new passive onto Q, so that's pretty good because you don't really want to waste your old passive into E and W because that does no healing. The Q does, so that's kind of nice. The Foxfire change, the mana cost buff, so mana cost got lowered. That's very good. This is really big. So Foxfire prioritizes any enemy champion affected by charm, damage amp, and target Ari most recently a basic attacked within the past 3 seconds. So the range is longer. So what used to happen is like you W and it would randomly hit minions and it would just go nuts. But now you might auto then W and it hits the enemy champion. So against like a melee matchup, this is really good. I remember in season 2, sometimes I would max W against like a melee matchup and it's really, really good. Okay, but you obviously lose the wave clear strength. Maybe that's why Ari has to go Ludens or Protobelts to make up for it. So yeah, the E charm, the damage amp is back, so that's really good. The AP ratio went down, but overall, this is a very good buff to Ari's kit. Like it actually rewards her for hitting charm. Okay, so like. There's two types of player, Ari players, like you either max E second or you either max W second. W definitely gives you more damage, but remember actually duration scales with rank, so it goes 1 to 2 seconds, so longer you actually it doesn't really matter because if you hit them with charm, they're amplified for 5 seconds, so and now you probably want to max W, but then again, like you want to put 2 points into E, so when you charm someone, the Q can actually double hit while they're CC'd. Okay. Next up is the base damage nerf onto Spirit Rush, 10 damage, 10, 20, 30, so that's quite big, but the damage AP ratio went up, so like it's a buff because like you don't expect to have like 100 AP at rank level 6, but you are expected to have 200 AP when you're at level 11 and like 300 AP when you're level 16, so or 400. So it's a buff. So overall, I already got a nice buff. I still don't like the passive change. It should be something else. Will we see her play? No. Like she's just not. She loses to a lot of matchup. Her skit's kind of like outdated, but like the E buff is nice, but she's just niche pick. Like I really like Ari, but like all these Abyssal Mask and mid laners are really, really scary. Like Cassiopeia would do well against her, Bryce would do well against her, and Swain would do well against her. So and LeBlanc would do really well against her. Okay, like the revert LeBlanc. Okay. Aurelia buff onto base armor and Q to minions. So base armor, like 3 armor, yes, lol, lol, but like 3 armor is like any armor change to top laner and jungle, and us junglers get really picky when there's like an armor buff, armor nerf. Like 3 armors is a lot for top laner because they're always fighting. So 3 armor is quite a lot for Aurelia. I think 31 is quite low. 34, it kind of makes sense. I would bump it up to like 35, 36 because she's a melee, okay? So that's a good buff. All Aurelia mains should be quite happy. Blade Surge buff, 70% more damage to minions. It's a nice buff, okay? And E, that's a bug fix, okay? And nerf, this is quite significant, okay? So like it used to be 120 second to 140, okay? That's very long. This is they're probably balanced something. Some kind of trend I'm seeing with Riot recently is they're increasing ult cooldown by 20 seconds for every single champion. The reason why they're doing it is they're trying to balance the base cooldown with cooldown reduction items. So Aurelia, what does Aurelia rush, guys? She rushes Trifle, so she gets 20% CDR. So 20% of CDR, so that's 36 seconds down. So that's like 94 seconds with your ult. Now it's 48, so 94. Okay, it's still roughly the same, but it just means you need to have your CDR reduction item, otherwise it's just going to be so long. So at level 6 when you're all-inning, you need to be waiting for a long time, okay? Missile damage went down by 25, 50, and 75, so that's a lot of damage. Wall damage went down as well, 50, 75, and 100. Whew. That's a lot of damage, so there's less kill pressure. It just means you need to outplay them with your E and Q more, poke them down, E, Q back to minion because you do more damage to minion, and your base armor increase, so you're going to be trading a lot more efficiently, okay? Azir, another Azir nerf. Yeah, so this is really big. So in terms of like laning, like this is let's talk about 2 parts. One, let's talk about wave clear first, okay? Wave clear. This is gonna hurt Azir's wave clear. Period. Okay, like oh crap. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be he's gonna do less damage to like multiple minions. So when Azir wave clears, he W auto like 3 back range. Now it's gonna do way less damage, but is Azir gonna have trouble wave clearing? Maybe. It looks really bad. So like it's, yeah, this is all percentage, so need to do number math on it, but like it's still gonna he needs to weave in maybe 2 more auto attack to wave clear now, okay? Which is quite a lot. That means it's almost like an extra second that he's wasting, and 1 to 2 seconds, so that's quite a lot. Yeah, so this will be a huge Azir nerf. Other than that, like in a team fight, this won't change because like yes, he might get there might be a choke fight where he might stab multiple people, but at that point, like when Azir wants to fight, he wants Nashes, he wants Oblivious Orb and Swordboots. That's when he's ready to fight. He's so strong. Double Magic Pant, 33 Magic Pant, and like core item. That's when he's super strong. Okay, that's when he can poke people out, zone people out, and yeah, that's Azir's major power spike. Okay, other than that, like he can still WQ poke people. That's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, but in a team fight, yes, it's a nerf, but I don't think it's going to be a biggest nerf as people think. but it's just a wave clear. So he's gonna be slower on wave clear, slower onto team fight, and yeah. Now, Brom change, okay? Brom he's too tanky, can't do shit when he's too tanky. I think it's true. He's way too tanky, okay? I think he has like 120 armor when he's level 18. That's a lot of armor, okay? So armor growth went down, so this is justified, okay? Like these Alistair, Leona, Brom, Tumpkins, they all have ridiculously high base armor. Like I'm sure all ADC hates seeing like, oh, why does he have so much armor on top of Aftershock? Like what? Yeah. So base armor nerf justified. Stand behind me. Yes, this is another flat armor buff. So when Brom W's onto his 80 carry, himself gets armor on top of the 80 carry. So this is essentially 7.5 armor nerf. So overall, it's quite significant. But like Brom was way too tanky. So he got a lot of armor at the start, base armor, and he gave 17.5 plus bonus armor. So we're talking about like 20 armor to himself, and he gets a damage reduction from his E. So that's, yeah, like Wright said, he's too tanky. Like, yeah, he's too tanky. What I would have liked to see was his shield duration goes down. I think his shield is, yes, it's iconic, like it's Brom's thing, but I think it's just too powerful. Like, isn't it like 5 seconds? That's too long, I think. I think it should be like 2 seconds, but way higher damage reduction. Like, I still think like Brom's really good. Oh crap, I did it again. But yeah, like, I still think he's quite good. But I can see like Targon nerf, Brom nerf, Tam nerf. Now Alistair's the only champ that's been unaffected. So like I can start seeing like Lulu, Soraka, Karma, Zyra coming back into the meta slowly. Okay. Gallia nerf, so this is just a pro play nerf, 20 more seconds. So this is along line with like other like major global like Twisted Fate, Nocturne. But Gallia generally builds CDR quite early, so like he goes Abyssal Mask, sometimes he goes, oh he can go Raw, yeah, as well. So yeah, he doesn't have access to a lot of CDR, but he definitely wants to take Ultimate Hat if he can, but Gallia can't really afford to go sorcery rune, because he needs to go resolve and inspiration for dematerializer and being more tanky in lane. But yeah, so yeah, it's a good nerf. He's still going to see some pro play, but yeah, because the team with Gallia will always play around Gallia's ult. Okay, so it's giving opponent more time to play around Gallia ult. Okay, like, oh, Gallia ult down, okay, I'm going to river. Oh, Gallia ult's up, okay, I'm going to be extra careful into the river. Okay, Graves, so Bates HP growth up by 8, and his R ult cooldown got buffed. Okay, so I actually want to see Graves' history. Okay, because he got buffed multiple times in a row. Okay, so he buff, attack damage, growth increase, buff, 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 buff. Oh yeah, this is like the change. But yeah, anyways, like Graves has been getting a lot of attention lately, and with a lot of the jungle nerf, like to Sejuani, like Olaf in the recent patch, I definitely can see if Graves coming back into MSI patch. He's a strong jungler, and like If the top laners play like a tank, and if your bot lane plays like Alistair or still Rakan, those kind of form of engagers champ, Graves is perfect into the current he fits really nicely into the meta. And what's really good about Graves is like if he has like a assassin on top of him, so like Ari Graves, very good. LeBlanc Graves, excellent. Ryze Graves, really good. Lissandra later gets a buff, so Lissandra Graves, really good. Okay, so this will be a very good buff. I can see teams picking up Graves. Janna's just too efficient overall. So 5 base movement and 5 base damage on Zephyr. Yeah, she gets a lot of movement speed from her passive, her W. So I think it's quite justified nerf. 5 base damage, yeah, ha 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 ha. But like, yeah, she's quite strong. Yeah, like she just has good kit. Okay, like they can nerf it base damage, but well, there's a certain point that her base damage is too low. Okay, but right now she's really good. Okay, I can definitely see her being played more in MSI, not because of the nerf, because of like Targon support going out of the meta. Like I can still see her being played in like just by herself, like against Tahm Kench, against Morgana, like that's fine. Okay. Kai'Sa nerf, base HP regen nerf, that's kind of low. Health regen growth went down as well. So usually when you nerf these kind of things, the champions usually have like self-sustaining stuff. So like I'm not a big expert onto base stats, but when they're touching this, it just means they're nerfing this because she has too much self-sustain. So what does Kai'Sa build that has self-sustain? Death Dance, but Death Dance costs a lot of gold. I think it's like 3.5 or 3.6, but that's a long time before she gets her item. So I'd rather touch her armor, to be honest, instead of touching her base HP growth, just because she builds that item. Okay, armor nerf just means like Caitlyn, Varus, those guys can poke her down easier. Okay, her Q nerf, yeah, it's quite big. It's quite big, but was she getting seen in pro play? Yes, pro played her 4 times in a row in LCK finals. Is she broken? I don't think she's broken. I think she's strong. I saw a interesting tweet with Saint Fishes and Rusty. Like I agree with Rusty. Like yes, she's strong and like on a pro good player, but like Africa, the reason why Africa lost wasn't because it's Kai'Sa. It was mostly like to do with micro and team mistake. It wasn't because Kai'Sa was Omega super broken. Okay, Caitlyn does well against Kai'Sa. Varus does well. Vayne does well if they go Kai'Sa Morgana. So like she still has counters. Okay, she has good lane matchup against her. So like I don't think she's broken. I think she can be played around. Okay, yeah. Lissandra Q, Lissandra buffs. Okay, so very nice buff. What's Lissandra get into? LeBlanc. Okay, Fizz, Ari, like mage assassin. She's not good into Swain. She's not good into Ryze. She's not good into Cassiopeia. She's not good into Orianna. Okay, so like she's a niche pick. We did see her play. Okay, maybe we'll see her more play when LeBlanc rises. Okay, Nautilus buff. I really like Nautilus. This is a buff to 3 lanes: top, jungle, and support. Okay, support. Base mana, very good, very happy. Base attack damage, so Q, auto, you do extra damage, or auto W, auto. So like, yeah, just a really nice buff to Nautilus. So the reason why he fell out of top lane was like he lost triple Doran, like the mini roller, so like he couldn't have mana to keep in. But with this base mana, I think he might actually come back to top lane, because he's he gets pridey against a lot of the top laners. Okay, Nautilus doesn't do well against I don't think Nautilus will do well against Trundle. Not Trundle, obviously Trundle, but like he won't do well against Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath will outpush him, will outpoke him with his E, pushes him, have sustain, and yeah. But Nautilus would do really well against like Poppy, Ornn, yeah, like those kind of guys. Maokai. So I'm really happy to see Nautilus buffs. 4-second flat buff on his Q, so this is massive once again. Alright. Okay, Rises nerf. Okay, so his E mana cost went up by 50%. Whoa, okay, that's a lot of mana. Okay, so before he get his tier, he can't E. That's 160 mana gone. Okay, you don't want to do that. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so what do you want to do? Auto, it's about to die. E. Q. That's what you want to do, okay? You don't want to Q. Q, E, Q. Okay. Q, E, wait, E, Q. You don't want to do that anymore, because all your mana's gone, okay? Like, before you get to your tier. Even after you get your tier, like, you need to be careful with using your E now, okay? You want to last hit with your E, so it's spread, then Q, okay? You can EQ once you have your catalyst and your E, okay? Not before, okay? Because that's a lot of mana. 50% mana nerf, okay? So will this make Rise unplayable? No, Rise is still strong, okay? He's still a good duelist, he's a good wave clear, he is a good fighter, and he scales well, so he's not going anywhere. I don't know why he didn't get to see a lot of play in LCK. I think he's super strong. Yeah, okay. So Scion, nerf. Alright, so it just means charge it more, okay? You can't like this and you get some damage off, okay? They want to make it so Scion does a lot more damage when not a lot more damage, but like damage, less damage when he's not fully charged, okay? So it's a good nerf. Will we see left Scion? No, he's still ridiculously strong in lane, and he is yeah, he's just really good. Okay. Tamkench. Okay, so this is a nerf, so no more movement speed buff onto him. So yeah, it was weird that he got movement speed when he was running towards enemy champion with a friend in belly. So they completely got rid of their mechanic. Thick skin. This is he makes it last. So like, would you consider maxing this second? No, you still want Devour cooldown to go down, and you still want more Q in the team fight. So it's a good nerf, because Tamkench too tanky as well. Grey health restored over time. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. He got a lot of health back. So yeah, this is a good nerf. Okay. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen Tusen play Tamkench in LCK final, please go see it, because he showed a real mastery display of how Tamkench should play. Like, he wasn't even in lane, he just ulted all around the map, got first blood tower, and yeah, just get his team ahead with it. Okay? Alright, Talia, nerf. 30 base HP, so that's a lot for mid laner. The Q nerf, oh, this is a big nerf. Okay, so 11 seconds at level 1. So maybe that means, yeah, so at level 3, she's gonna queue the wave, and she needs to wait maybe 9 seconds, because I'm assuming Q lasted like 2 seconds. So she needs to wait 9 seconds until she can trade back. Okay, obviously she still has E and W, but like that's nothing, okay? Her main source of damage is her Q and her knock up. So if you use your Q and Rise like goes onto you, you need to hit your W, okay? Otherwise you're in big trouble, because you lost that 30 base HP and you don't have your Q up, okay? So this is quite a significant nerf for Tilia, dueling potential, okay? Not much on her wave clear, okay? Her wave clear is still good, okay? But her dueling potential is down. Alright, so Varus. He gets less bonus attack speed on champion kills, so I think Varus gets 2 parts. Varus LOL. Oops. Varus low. Okay. So Varus gains this much, and yeah, so he just gets less bonus speed when he kills stuff, okay? So this is bonus attack speed, so yeah, so it's just means he has less autos. He'll have less wave clear when he kills minions, and he'll have less in a team fight. He'll do like slightly less damage after getting a kill, okay? So this is the new change. His on hit it went down, so that's a direct nerf to Guinsoo Varus. And his new active, this is 40 second. If did I have it here? Okay, it doesn't have it here, but I think this is 40-second cooldown. It doesn't say, but when I saw in PBE, it was a 40-second cooldown. Now, piercing arrow deals additional damage equal to target's missing health. Damage is increased up to 50% based on charge time. So, yeah, will we see Poke Varus? No. We won't see Poke Varus, okay? We might see Essence Reaver Varus, but I don't think we're going to see Poke Varus, okay? Like, his Q nerf was too big, okay? Like, yeah, like, the cooldown got hit hard. Of course, it will go down when he hits a champion with blight stacks, but I don't think Poke Varus is viable right now. Like, yes, Ninja Tabby got nerfed to 20 armor, so lethality users will be happy, but I still think Varus, like, Poke Varus might work, okay? Like, maybe, like, I don't know, but I don't think with the previous nerf and the new W just won't justify him bringing Poke Varus back. I think it's a nice change, but I don't think it's gonna bring him to like, I don't think it's gonna force Varus to build Poke Varus, okay? I think he might go Essence Reaver now instead of I think he might go Essence Reaver, Hurricane, Guinsoo, okay? Because on your third item, you should have your on attack damage up, so yeah. Otherwise, maybe they still go, they still max, they still rush Guinsoo, okay? Because Guinsoo is very strong with Varus, okay? But other than that, Essence Reaver, Hurricane, and Guinsoo is pretty good, okay? or Guinsu, Nash's is pretty good, okay? By change, okay? So she loses 5 armor. Okay, she has less armor than some ADCs. I don't like that. I'd rather have her on 35 armor, and armor growth went up, so until level 10 she'll have less armor. After that she'll have more armor. Base health regen went up, and her health regen growth went up. Her passive shield comes online more often. Her Q got a nice cooldown change, and her E costs less mana, so it's a very good buff. Will we see more top Vi? No, she's just too one-dimensional, and I like Vi as jungler. And remember what I said about base armor. Junglers are very sensitive about armor changes, so I don't like this armor change. Yes, she gets more HP and more shield in jungle, but like, just why would you touch the base armor? Okay, so yeah, Xayah, so just base stats nerf. I thought I saw her passive getting nerfed, but so yeah, so in PB, her passive did 30% from 50% damage, so it would reduce her team fighting, and it would reduce her wave clear, which I like the nerf direction, but it didn't go through for some reason, okay? So this nerf is really small. 2 base damage, that's like nothing, okay? We'll still see Xayah being played, okay? Rek'Sai buff, okay? So this is really good. Rek'Sai no longer decays from being out of combat while she is consumed, meaning it for borrowed regeneration, so that's really good. Rek'Sai's out of combat fury decayed now begins precisely at 8 seconds as opposed to 8 to 9 seconds. Okay, this is bug fixing, but yeah, so yeah, so this is a nice change for Rek'Sai. Will we see Rek'Sai being back in pro play? Like I said, like as long as other junglers get nerfed, she might come back to play, okay? But right now, what's a good matchup into her? She's got into Lee Sin, she's got into Kha'Zix, she's got into I think she's got into Olaf. So Warrior Rek'Sai has very high win ratio in current solo queue, so yeah, so like she's quite diverse in ganking path, okay? But is she does she clear fast, and is she healthy and when she's clearing jungle? Yes, she is quite healthy. So Rek'Sai is quite good. We can see MSI meta going in favor of like Lee Sin, Nidalee, Graves, Rek'Sai, those kind of things, okay? It could go back to that meta, okay? Or since if we see less Sejuani, Skarner, and Olaf, then maybe we'll see we won't see more Rek'Sai and those kind of things, okay? Because Rek'Sai is a niche pick, okay? She is quite good in the current meta, but like no one's like trying it out. All right. Very good buff. I want to see Rek'Sai into pro play, like a niche pick. I want to see Lee Sin, okay? Swain. Bug fixing, okay? Archangel Staff, nerf. So this is unchanged on Seraph Embrace, so Seraph Embrace still gives you 30% mana to AP ratio conversion, okay? What does this mean? So they'll have like roughly 30 to 50 maybe? Yeah, maybe 30. Maybe 30 less AP when you finish Arcane Seraph to Archangel, or the pre-nerf, okay? So when you're playing Rise, Cassio, Swain, when you go Roa, Archangel, they usually say, I have Roa now, I'm quite strong. After that, they'll be like, okay, I need my Archangel to be strong again, because you get the mana to AP ratio going. With this change, it's not a big deal, but it's a nerf, okay? It's a nerf, but it's not as big as people think, okay? Like, you still stack Archangel stuff within 7 to 6 minutes, I think. So start spamming your spells and stack this up fast, okay? Which means don't die, okay? If you're dead, you can't stack your Archangel stuff, okay? So nice nerf. Archangel stuff was too strong. The scaling, it just means get Seraph and you're fully scaled, okay? Runes, lethal tempo buff. I really like this lethal tempo buff. I think this means your late game, mid game team fighting with lethal tempo will be super good. If you ask any ADC, they'll be really happy with more attack speed. 30 attack speed's a lot at level 18, okay? So like if you have, if you go Xayah, if you go Jinx, you'll be very happy because yeah, it'll just be more attack speed, and who doesn't want more attack speed? So yeah, so that tree you're competing against Fleet Footwork. Fleet Footwork did get a nerf, so maybe Fleet Footwork user might go lethal tempo now. Will they go press the, if champions who go press the attack, you still go press the attack, because press the attack's really good. The early game, mid game, and even late game, because it amplifies damage from your teammate as well, okay? Lethal tempo though, it's just really good buff, alright? Dark Harvest, bug fix, blah blah blah. Okay, this is a big change for me, Aaron player by the way, so yeah. So trinkets, Oracle alteration, level requirement change. So this is quite interesting because will anyone take this at level 1? Yes, you can. You might take this and you might hide until enemy. You might red lens. You might late invade with red lens, and you know they don't have any wards, so you just go past every single one of the ward and you just invade onto them successfully. Because right now it's a bit of a gamble. You're like, all right, have they warded? No, I don't think they warded. Okay, let's go. Oh shit, they warded. Okay, and sometimes there's no wards and you know it. Okay, but other than that, like this might see more level 1 play coming in, especially from bot side, not top side. Okay, you might be able to see from top side, but why? Because bot side, you're guaranteed to almost kill them. Okay, if you, yeah. Anyways, if you spot a ward, then they're still scared the shit out, but they still have information. So will we see red lens at level 1? I don't think so. I think junglers, like early game, once towers go down and supports have their quest complete, that's when you want to have red lens. Okay, not super early. Home start, so the buff lasts until 55 seconds. Home start buff no longer falls off instantly after crossing the river line, so that's very scary. You're moving super quick, and when you go into the river, it's whoa! I lost all my movement speed. Okay, no place like home start buff rapidly decays 0.75 seconds after crossing the outer turret line. So yes, you move slower after outer tower. Okay. Alright, cannon minion now, gold value now correctly scales past 87 gold, by the way. So that's a good change. So you'll get your item quicker, so don't miss your cannon minions. Alright, so yeah, overall it's quite an interesting change. This is the MSI change, so teams who's playing in MSI, go Dolphs, they need to buckle down and read this patch note. I think LeBlanc change is really big. She can make or break the meta, the whole thing. If LeBlanc's back into the meta, which means Lissandra can be played, which means it just means if LeBlanc's back, Graves is back, Lissandra's back, Azir down, Rise up, Swain up, okay? Like, there's so much things into it, okay? LeBlanc, really good into Galio for some reason, okay? She can go Hextech Blade, and she's going to do mixed damage, and Galio can't keep up with her, okay? Brom change, very big. Well, it's not massive, but it's still a nerf, okay? So, like, Cupcake, Andy, he's a really good Brom player. He'll see this, and he'll be like, oh, I need to use my shield usage better, which Andy's really good at, okay? So, this nerf might not affect him that much, but it's still a nerf, okay? Yeah, like, Calvin plays Kaiser, so maybe he might not play Kaiser more. Maybe he likes the Varus buff more. Right, Chippies, he still thinks Nautilus is a dog shit champ, so I'm not sure if he's going to play it. I do remember him getting like a quadra kill in my solo queue game, so yeah. So yeah, a lot of changes. Talia change will hit triple a bit, but yeah, Dolph need to read this patch note and see what works and what doesn't work. I think I would really like to see Shen on Graves, because Shen's really good on Graves, okay? But yeah, but that's it for the patch change. So thanks to anyone who watched this, and see you next time in patch 8.9.